हरि ओम। ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। भवानी शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धाविश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। So in the 6th chapter, Bhagwan elaborately talked about dhyana. And then finally Bhagwan said that one who meditates on me is the best yogi. Then in the 7th chapter, Bhagwan elaborately talked about himself, revealed his own nature, but with respect to the world and all beings, because only through the manifestation one can understand that supreme reality which is beyond all names and forms. So through the Prakriti, Bhagwan revealed his own identity. So through his Prakriti only, Bhagwan appears like this world and all the beings. So one should meditate on this Ishvara and gain that abidance in Ishvara and become free of this samsara. But if we fail to gain that abidance, we have to constantly remember Ishvara, constantly worship Ishvara, so that our mind is always on Ishvara. We can do various types of upasanas to tune ourselves to Ishvara. So the Pratika upasana, then Ahangraha upasana, all these upasanas help us to make our mind more and more pure and tune ourselves to that Ishvara. Bhagwan says, one who remembers me at the time of death and leaves this body will attain me. There is no doubt about this. When we remember Ishvara, we attain Ishvara. If we remember Hiranyagarbha, then we attain the nature of Hiranyagarbha, which is also expression of Ishvara. Or we attain the Virata, Vaishvanara. So whatever be the bhava at the time of death, that will be our gati. So therefore Bhagwan says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Therefore, you constantly remember me at all times, and then you do your work, fulfill all your responsibilities. With this abhyasa, when our mind becomes more and more steady in meditating on Ishvara, remembering Ishvara, then at the time of death, Bhagwan says, you bring all your attention on me, control all your senses, bring your mind, totally make it focused, bring your pranas in between the eyebrows, and think of me and leave this body, then you will attain me. Satam param purusham upayati. That person attains that param purusha, Ishvara, or he attains that Brahma loka. Thereafter, from that loka, he attains moksha. Bhagwan says one can meditate on me taking support of that Om, Omkara. So Omkara upasana is indicated here. Bhagwan says that which is spoken about by all the great knowers of the Vedas, in which the great Paramhamsas they finally merge, attaining which the seekers follow the path of brahmacharya, that pada, that supreme reality, that Brahma, I will reveal to you briefly, sangrahena, and that Bhagwan reveals as Om. Bhagwan says at the time of death, if a person chants this Om, but before that we have to prepare ourselves. So sarvatvarani sayyamya, restraining all the gateways of our senses and restraining the karmendriyas, bringing the mind in the heart. So manorudhi nirudhyacha murdhyadhayatmana pranam, and bringing the pranas through the sushumna nadi towards the head. And in this way one does this yoga, prepares in this way. And after preparing this way, one who chants that Om and meditates, remembers me and leaves this body will attain me. That's what now Bhagwan says about that Om in the next verse, verse number 13. Omiteekaksharam brahma vyaharan mamanusmaran yaprayati tyajan deham sayati paramangatim. Bhagwan says that pada which I said I will tell you, that supreme pada which is attained by great Paramahamsas, enlightened people, attaining which seekers follow the path of brahmacharya, that pada briefly is indicated as Om. Om iti ekaksharam Brahma. That pada is Brahma, which is indicated by the akshara Om. The most fascinating and most subtle and deep, this mantra Om. We have seen in the 7th chapter also, Bhagwan said the essence of the entire Vedas is Om. Pranavas sarva Vedeshu. I am that Om in all the Vedas. So Om iti ekaksharam Brahma vyaharan, chanting this Om, Om, like that, chanting the mantra Om, and anusmaran, and remembering me, because that Om indicates that Ishvara only. So remembering me, yaprayati tajan deham, one who leaves this body, sayati paramam gatim, that person attains the supreme gati, the ultimate destination. The ultimate goal is reached by one who understands this Om, understands the meaning of Om, chants that Om, and with all focus on that Omkar only, leaves the body, will attain the supreme gati. Now let us do some chintan on this Om. See, Omkar is mentioned in all our scriptures. In Kathopanishad, it is said Om is the Param Alamban. Om iti Alambanam Shrishtam. Om iti Alambanam Param. That it is the supreme support. It is the supreme Alamban. Shrishtam. Also, Many places it's indicated Om is that Brahma. Om iti ekaksharam Brahma. Om is also indicated as that Atma, Shuddha Atma. In Mandukya Upanishad, this Omkara is elaborately discussed in the mantras of Mandukya Upanishad. There are only 12 mantras, and in these 12 mantras, that Om is discussed. Om iti etad aksharam idam sarvam tasyopavyakyanam bhutam bhavad bhavishyaditi sarvam omkara eva yachyanyat trikalatītam tadapya omkara eva. There it is said that everything, all that you see is nothing but Om. All this entire world which we experience in the waking, the entire world experience in our dream, in our deep sleep, and that which is beyond this, everything is Om. That which was in the past, that which is now, all that which is now, all that will be in future is also Om. That which is beyond this time, yachyanyat trikalatītam tadapi omkara eva, that also is Om. Okay? So everything is Om. See, let us try to understand this in a simple way. I will try to make it understandable. Like, for example, let us say clay is there. From that clay, you make a pot. Okay? So from clay, a pot is made. Now, when we look at this pot, the pot is karya, effect, and the clay is the cause. Pot is the effect. Now, when we look at this pot, again there are two things. The shape means the form. The clay itself is appearing in a particular form. That's what we call pot. Then it has got utility also, we can put water and all. So the clay appearing in a particular form. Okay? And that form is given a name, pot. So there is this object, and there is the name which we indicate this object. We say pot. Suppose there are many different types of material made from clay, then we have names for all those materials and we indicate them with names. So there are those forms and there are those names. For our vyavahar, transaction, we require names. Even when a child is born, we give a name. Or in the city also, there are so many roads. All roads look more or less same. But we have given names to those roads. So if I want to tell you my address and how to reach, then I can tell you the different names of the roads which will bring me bring you to your destination. So for our Vyavhar, we have names. Okay? So name and form. Similarly, this pot is a name and pot is a form. But what is it? What is its real nature? It is nothing but clay. Okay? So, when we say pot, it is another name for clay only. And when we look at that form, it is nothing but clay only. The form is also clay and the name is also clay. If this is understood, then all this which we see in this world, everything has got its name. Some names are eternal, and some things which we have created as human beings, we have given some names. So there are forms and there are names. Okay? Let us say there are some ornaments are there. So different ornaments have different names. But there is one name which is common for all the ornaments. What? Gold. When we say gold, it represents all the ornaments and it represents all the different names as well as forms. All names and all forms of gold means all the ornaments can be just called as gold. Similarly, this whole world, there are many objects, various different forms are there. Those forms are broadly classified. The forms which we experience in the waking, the forms which we experience in our dream, the forms which are experienced in deep sleep. Means the gross physical world, the subtle world, and the causal world. What we have said, Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara. Other than Vaishvanara, who is nothing but Hiranyagarbha, who is nothing but Ishvara, there is no other form. And Ishvara alone is Brahma. So Brahma alone is expressing as Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha and Vaishvanara. But when we say Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha, then we talk about the forms also. The gross physical world, the subtle world, and Ishvara as the causal world. So all these forms are given a general name as Om. Om is the name of Brahma. Om is the name of Ishvara. Om is the name of Hiranyagarbha. Om is the name of Vaishvanara. Means Om is the name of everything. Everything in this world, present, past and future, not only that which is in these 3 periods of time, but also that which is beyond this time is Om. Om alone is everything. Om iti etad aksharam idam sarvam. So when we chant Om, it's a name of that Brahma who alone is everything and everyone. That is the supreme meaning of that name Om. But in order to recognize that Brahma, in order to make it more clear, the scriptures talk about that Brahma as expressing as Hiranyagarbha, as Vaishvanara, as Ishvara, just as the Om also expresses as A, U and Ma. Akara, Ukara and Makara are three as though parts of that Om. Om is made of A, U and Ma. So A and U becomes O and that Ma, Om. So Om is made up of A, U and Ma Akshara. But that Om is partless Supreme Brahma. But to make us understand, Om is talked about along with its parts. So A represents Vaishvanara. U represents Hiranyagarbha. And Ma, that which is Om, that Ma represents Ishvara. But we cannot split that Om into parts. Om is one unit only. So when we chant Om, that Akshara Om, in which A merges into U and U merges into Ma to become that Omkar. Om, there are no parts in it. It is one unit only. Just like, let us say we have 1 rupee. What is that 1 rupee? A coin is there, let us say 1 rupees. It is made up of 4 parts. You can divide it into 4 parts also. Made up of 25 paisas each. 25 paise, 25 paise, 25 paise and 25 paise together becomes 1 rupee. So 25 paise is like Vaishvanara, 25 paise is Hiranyagarbha, 25 paise is Ishvara, but all of and 25 paise Brahma, but all this put together is 1 rupee only. There is no actual division in that 1 rupee. Vaishvanara is also that Brahma, Hiranyagarbha is also Brahma, Ishvara is also Brahma, Brahma is also Brahma. What I experience in my waking, I, the waker, is also Brahma. I, the dreamer, is also Brahma. I, the deep sleeper, is also Brahma. And I, beyond all these 3 avasthas, is also Brahma. To make us understand that Om in a simple way, it is spoken of as having matras. O, ma are the matras of Om, the parts of Om. But we have to understand that merges into O merges into ma, and ma together, all these three becomes that Om only. That Omkar doesn't have any part. That Omkar is a matra. All this briefly I am telling, but all these things are elaborately discussed in Mandukya Upanishad, which though have 12 mantras, then Gaudapada Charyaji has written commentaries on this called Karika. Some 200 and more verses are there. And then Shankaracharya ji has written commentary on those Karikas. So just to understand that Brahma, with the help of Om, so much of commentary is written. So Om is name and then form, but Brahma absorbs everything. The name is also absorbed in Brahma. The forms are also absorbed in Brahma. Just like we say pot, the object pot and the name pot. Both of them merge into that clay. Clay doesn't have any form. Clay doesn't have any name. The name pot and the form pot merges into clay. Even when it appears like pot, it is nothing but clay only. Similarly, this our sense of division which we feel now, that I am different, Brahma is different, Ishvara is different, Hiranyagarbha is different, Vaishvanara is different, world is different. This Dvaita which I am experiencing is all false, is not true. So in order to make me understand that Advaita through this Omkar, the scriptures step by step teaches me to transcend all names and forms and to realize that nameless, formless, supreme Brahma. So Om, I am just giving you this all to indicate that Om is a very deep, very subtle akshara indicating that Brahma. So Bhagavan says that you have to first understand this Omkar. Understand this Omkar as my own Supreme Self. Understand this Omkar as that Brahma. Understand that Omkar itself as everything. So just as when we chant Om, A merges into U merges into Ma, and Ma merges into that Omkar. Similarly, when one meditates on this Omkar, understand the U, Ma represents Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, and that Om without any parts is that Supreme Brahma only. So we have to understand, meditate and merge that Vaishvanara, understand myself as Vaishvanara, then merge that Vaishvanara in my own Manabuddhi, in that subtle nature of myself, which is one with Hiranyagarbha. That gets merged into Ishvara, and Ishvara also dissolves into that Brahma. So when we meditate on this Omkar with all this understanding, it might not happen immediately. With long practice of meditation, this upasana, our mind will get more and more focused on that Omkar as Brahma. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra also, Patanjali Rishi gives this as a sadhana to attain that samadhi. He talks about Ishwar Pranidhan, total Sharanagati to that Ishvara. So, who is Ishvara? He says, Tasya vachakaha pranavaha. His name is Om. He is indicated by Om. So, he says that chanting that Om and meditating on the meaning of that Om will make, with that sadhana, I will dissolve and become one with that Brahma. Same thing is said here in this verse. Bhagavan says, Om iti ekaksharam Brahma vyaharan. Chanting that Om and anusmaran, mam anusmaran. Mam anusmaran means contemplating on the artha of this Om, the meaning of that Om. Tadartha bhutam mam ishvaram anuchintayan. The meaning of that Om is that Brahma, who alone expresses as Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, Vaishvanara, but one has to dissolve everything and remain as that pure Brahma, which is not different from my own self. So the gross physical world, which is represented by the sound of Om, is dissolved into U, the subtler world. So merge all the physical world into your subtle mind and intellect only. And merge that mind and intellect in that Ishvara, from whom the whole world and everything has come. And understand that Ishvara as that supreme Brahma, which is beyond all cause, beyond all effect, beyond all names, beyond all forms, beyond all manifestation. That supreme pure Brahma is our own self. This Atma is Brahma only. So one who has done this practice of Omkara Upasana, one who has contemplated on the meaning of that word name Om, one who has understood that Om is my own self, that Om is that Brahma only. The parts are not real, the parts absorb in everything and it is one only. Just like 1 rupee is 1 rupee only. We may talk about it as made up of 4 annas, 25 paise and all, but it is one, not 4 parts. Similarly, this everything is that one supreme Brahma. The waking world is Brahma, the dream is Brahma, the deep sleep is Brahma, beyond this is also Brahma. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Neha nanasti kinchana. Other than Brahma, nothing is there. So, Om iti ekaksharam Brahma vyaharan. Mam anusmaran. Remembering me and chanting this Om. Yap prayati tyajan deham. One who leaves this Leaves, one who drops his body and leaves, drops his gross body and leaves at the time of death. Means what? One has to practice this, keep on practicing till our time of death. When it will be, we don't know. So keep on practicing so that we remember Ishvara at the time of leaving this body and we will merge into him. Yap prayati tejan deham sa yati paramam gatim. One attains the param gati. Because we have seen ya mati sa gatir bhavet. Whatever be our mati, so will be our gati. If our mati is Omkar, then our gati will also be Omkar, that Brahma. If we have understood Om only in parts, then we will attain that Vaishvanara, or we will attain Hiranyagarbha, or that Brahma Loka. But if we have understood that Omkar is one, everything is Om, everything is Brahma, and it is my own self, with that firm understanding, with firm conviction, with that firm resolve, when one leaves this body, then one transcends the Maya and become one with that Brahma. Means comes to understand one's oneness. There remains no Dvaita, there remains no duality of any kind. So this is what was said before, that meditating on Vaishvanara or Hiranyagarbha, Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha and all are forms, but Om is their name. So if I want to meditate, let us say, on the pot, I can meditate on the form or I can meditate on the name, because the name is not different from the form is not different from the name. Similarly, Om is not different from Brahma is not different from Om. Everything is Omkar only. So don't have to remember every form, but just when we chant Om, it includes everything. So having that deep understanding of that Omkar, chanting that Om, when we with full focus and attention, bringing the pranas also, focusing the pranas also on it, and through the Sushumna Nadi, when we, if one has practiced that yogic sadhana, through the Sushumna Nadi the prana moves and leaves from that Sahasrar at the time of death, will become one with that Brahma, will attain that Param Gati. Yap prayati tajan deham sayati paramam gatim. Okay. Now Bhagwan says that I will make it more simple for you, because all this sadhana, pranayam, Sushumna nadis and all those things might appear very difficult, but no, I will tell you a very easy and a simple method by which you can attain me. And he says in the next verse, a very beautiful verse, verse number 14. Ananyacheta satatam yo mam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. Bhagwan says that the very essence of all the sadhana is to remember me all the time. Huh? Ananya Cheta, with a single pointed attention, with your chetas, with your antakarana totally focus, not going anywhere else. Na anya vishaye chetah asya sa ayam ananya cheta yogi, whose mind doesn't go in other objects. One whose mind is totally focused on Ishvara is called Ananya Cheta. With total focus on Ishvara, Yo Mam Smarati, one who remembers me. How long? Bhagavan says Nityashaha. Nityashaha means constantly. One who remembers me with total focus on me constantly. What is the meaning of constantly and all the time? Satatam. Satatam means all the time. Constantly. Nityashaha. Shankaracharya ji in his commentary he writes कि सततम इति नैरंतर्यम उच्यते. सतत means without a break. Nairantaryam. In Yoga Sutra also, Patanjali Rishi, he talks about this abhyas, that it should be nairantarya. Abhyas, he says, sadirgha kala nairantaryena satkara sevito drudabhumihi. That when we do this abhyas, dirgha kal, for a long time, without a break, with full attention and reverence, then we gain abidance in that. Same thing is said here, कि अनन्य चेता सततम यो माम स्मरति नित्यशः. सततम इति नैरंतर्यम उच्यते. And nityashaha iti dirgha kalatvam uchyate. And nityashaha means for a long time. Long time means what? Shankaracharya ji writes, कि न षण मासम संवत्सरम वा, not 6 months or 1 year. किम तरहि, then what? यावत् जीवम नैरंतर्येण यो माम स्मरति इत्यर्थः. That as long as we are alive, we keep remembering that Ishvara. You keep doing your work and keep remembering Ishvara. Then no other sadhana, no other thing is required. And to make it simple to remember Ishvara, we can take help of his beautiful name. Any name which you like, because all names are of Ishvara only, which are revealed in our scriptures. This Omkar is also Bhagavan's name. But Rama, Krishna, Shiva, all these are Bhagavan's name. So many names, there are some thousands of names are there. Vishvam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhuhu Bhutakrit Bhuta Bhritbhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavanaha Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyaya Purusha Sakshi Kshetrak Nyoksharaye Vacha. Like that Vishnu Sahasranam are there. If 1000 names are very difficult, then you can just chant Ram Nam. Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tattulyam Ram Nama Varanane Nahi Kalikara Mana Bhagati Bibeko Ram Nama Avalambana Eko. In this Kali Yuga, Ram Nam is Ekam Avalamban. बंदहु नाम राम रघुबर को हेतु कृसानु भानु हिमकर को विधि हरिहर मय वेद प्राण सो अगुण अनुपम गुण निधान सो महामंत्र जेहि जपत महेशु काशी मुकुट हेतु उपदेशु. So Ram Naam is there, Krishna Naam is there, Whichever. Because through name, just like Om is a general name for everything. Similarly, Bhagwan's name is for everything because Bhagwan is everything. So everything is Bhagwan's name. Therefore, in some ashrams and all, when they are sitting to eat also, they will mention all these dishes also with Bhagwan's name only. Ram roti, Ram sabji, Ram dal. Everything is Ram, Ram, Ram. So Bhagwan says that you learn this art of remembering me. Understand my nature first properly. Through satsang, try to understand my swarupa. Understand my rupa. This whole world is Bhagwan's rupa. And that Brahma is Bhagwan's swarupa. Nirgun Nirakar Brahma is Bhagwan's swarupa. That Ishvara, what is the swarupa Ishvara? Brahma. What is the rupa of Ishvara? Hiranyagarbha and Vaishvanara. Just like ornaments. What is the root of ornaments? All these bangles and necklaces and rings and all those things. What is the swarup of all these ornaments? Gold. Gold is the swarupa and gold is the name of that swarupa. Similarly, that Brahma is the swarupa. I am Brahma, you are Brahma, world is Brahma, Vaishvanara is Brahma, Hiranyagarbha is Brahma, Ishvara is Brahma. Everything is Brahma. And what is the name of Brahma? Om. Ram, Krishna, Shiva. All these are names of that Brahma only. So taking support of that name, we can remember Ishvara. One can practice every day for a long time, then it becomes more and more easy and more satat, means without a break. It will become nairantaryena, without a break and for a dirgha kala. See, just like, let us say this Gangaji starts from Bhagwan Shivji's Jata in Kailash Parvat. From Shivji's Jata, the Gangaji emerges and then forms the beautiful lake, Manas Sarovar, and then internally she moves and appears at Gomukha. And from Gomukha, Gangaji travels to all the places, comes to Uttarkashi, comes to Rishikesh, Haridwar, then travels all the way, goes to Varanasi, and then further travels all the way to Gangasagar. So, if you just trace, let us say, one drop of Gangaji emerging from the jata of Shiv Bhagwan, that drop keeps on traveling for days together, months together, years together, constantly. That is for a dirgha kala and without a break, continuously travels. On the way, blessing everyone. Blessing everyone, traveling, and it stops only when it merges into that ocean. Similarly, one should identify with Bhagwan's name completely. My name is Bhagwan's name, our body, the world, all the objects, all that variety of names and forms, all merge them into Bhagwan's name only. Everything is Bhagwan's name, because Bhagwan is everything and everyone. And chant this name constantly and remember Ishvara. See, our scripture says that if you continuously chant Bhagwan's name, after a long practice, it will start becoming automatic. It will become your second nature. It will just go on happening effortlessly, just like our breathing. It will become ajapa japa, chanting without chanting, effortlessly happening. Like Kabir Das ji, one doha is there. He says that before I used to chant Ram, 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 Ram. But now I just sit back, relax, and Bhagwan chants Ram, 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 Ram for me. So in the beginning, we may have to put forth little bit more effort. Start chanting Bhagwan's name with love, with dedication. Select one beautiful name which you like and chant it without any other agenda, any other motive. Keep on chanting till it becomes one with your nature, till each and every cell in your body vibrates with that name, till each and every breath vibrates with that name, till each and every idea in your head vibrates with that name, till each and every emotion vibrates with that name, till each and every object of this world vibrates with that name. Only that name alone is there. Ram, 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 Ram. There was a saint in Maharashtra. I think Janabai. She used to chant Vitthal, 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 Vitthal all the time. And even while doing her work, a simple lady in the village doing her regular work, but chanting Vitthal, 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 Vitthal all the time. While doing cooking, while working in the field, while taking care of the cows, while milking the milk, while preparing the cow dungs, drying them up to burn them and for cooking and all. She used to just chant Vitthal, 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 Vitthal all the time. So one seeker, he approached one Mahatma and he said, please guide me, teach me give me some upadesh. He said, you chant Bhagwan's name while doing all your work. He says, how should I do it? Please guide me. He said, you go to that village and see that Janabai. Take guidance from her. Observe her and you can learn. So he goes to the village and he inquires where is this Janabai, and finally reaches there where he sees two women were fighting, arguing with each other. Then he went closer to observe what is the big argument, and they were arguing about the cow dung, the cakes which were dried, and they were there. Janabai was saying that this belongs to me, I had done it and kept it here for drying. The other lady said, no, I had kept it here, it is mine. And they were fighting, arguing. And he was wondering, what is this now? I was sent to this lady and she is fighting over cow dung. But then he just stood there and tried to listen to their arguments. And he also interfered. He said, why do you say this belongs to you? Hey Janabai, why do you say that this cow dung belongs to you? She said, you pick up this cow dung and keep it near your ears. So he just kept it near his ears and started listening. And from that cow dung he could hear the mantra Vittala Vittala, the name Vittala 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 coming from there. He picked up another cow dung which that lady was having. It did not have that vibration. But this cow dung had it. Then he realized that this Janabai has become Vittalamaya. And this was just to teach him. She had done this drama. So we can continue to chant Bhagwan's name and remember him all the time while doing all our work. We don't require full attention to do our work. Therefore, our work should be according to our swadharma, so that we don't have to pay attention to our work completely 100%. Just like a person who is learning to drive, in the beginning he will be so tense and all, looking here, there and trying to remember which is the brake and which is the clutch and which is the accelerator and which is the horn and which is the left turn, right turn, indicators and all. So much he had to keep in head. At that time somebody is trying to speak to him or tell him something, he will not be able to pay attention. But if he practices for a long time, if he has been driving, then it becomes sahaj. Then even while driving he will be talking and using all the different equipments in the car also. And even if somebody comes in between, he will spontaneously apply the brake and all, because it becomes natural for him. Similarly, if we chant Bhagwan's name and do our work, it will slowly become very spontaneous, natural. Our body will become Ramamay, like Valmiki ji, and our mind, our intellect, our senses, our ahankar, everything will become Bhagwanmay only. So it doesn't matter whenever we die, in whatever condition we die, we will attain that Bhagwan only. Even if we fall asleep and die, even if there is some accident and all, or some other thing, since that name has become one with our own system, it will not be difficult. I am already in tune with Bhagwan. The tuning will not be lost. भगवान के साथ हम एक हो जाएंगे. So even while living in this world, we will be experiencing great joy, because there is no greater joy than Bhagwan's name. And there is no greater joy than Bhagwan's form. So look at this whole world as Bhagwan's form. Chant Bhagwan's name. And when you transcend his name and form, you become one with that Bhagwan only. So this is the easiest path. After speaking little bit difficult things and all, I am telling you something very easy and which everyone can practice. Don't wait for me to push you to practice. Each one should take that initiative and practice. Bhagwan says, Ananya cheta satatam yo mam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha. For such a person who practices in this way, I am very sulabh, I am very easily available. I am not difficult to attain. Other things in this world might be very difficult, but I am not difficult. Tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. One who is nitya yukta, constantly tuned to me, for such a person, for such a yogi, I am not difficult to attain. I am very sulabha. So you practice this and practice this regularly throughout your life. Not that today only or tomorrow only, but throughout life. Try to make your whole system tuned to Bhagwan's name. बस यही सार है सभी शास्त्रों का. Otherwise we keep studying. It gives us joy because we are studying about ourselves. Bhagavad Gita is talking about ourselves. Bhagavad Gita is talking about this world is ourself. Is everything is Ishvara only. Everything is my own self. So we will just study. It gives us joy, but constantly remember that Ishvara. Okay? More about this we will see in our class tomorrow. Till then, you take care. Be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your sadhana and pray for the welfare of the whole world. आपके जो मित्र है, आपके जो शत्रु है, सबके लिए प्रार्थना कीजिए. Because all these beings and everything is Ishvara only. So pray for everyone's welfare. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. And then do your work and remember Ishvara. Okay? We'll meet again tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. जय जय राम. बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम.